Hello, fellow Earthlings, it's me, Will House. Today's a happy day. It's Labor Day. I'm off of work, but it's also New Record Day. New Record Day. It's been like 6 months since I bought any new records, so they arrived the other day, and now I'm going to open them, and it's gonna be good times. So yeah, the first one, actually both records I'm really familiar with. That's like what the record buying situation is for me. I won't buy anything that's new because, well, if I don't know that I'm gonna love it, I'm not gonna spend like $30 or $40 on it. So it's kind of sucky, but that's record buying in 2022. And the first one here is Stereolab, Dots and Loops. One of my all-time favorite records. If you want a record that you can get like, you can dance with, or you can just like chill with. Stereolab Dots and Loops. Yeah, this is the expanded edition, so it's got like a whole extra disc. We'll see what we can see here. The new edition here comes in a vinyl wrapper, which is actually pretty bad. You don't want to use vinyl for vinyl storage. The soft vinyl like this has volatile organic compounds in it that can sort of just, yeah, they're volatile, so it sort of evaporates and then gets stuck onto your record, sometimes despite the fact that there's a whole lot of paper and whatever in between this weird vinyl and the vinyl inside. So yeah, keep the vinyl inside, take good care of it by getting rid of the exterior vinyl. Remastered album plus a bonus disc of demos and alternate versions, fold-out poster, and the download card. I'll probably remove the sticker here and keep that because that's the kind of record person I am. Awesome art direction here. I got no neck today, by the way. Yeah, I'm just all blubbery today. Anyway, yes, like I said, really nicely art directed. Ever since they first released it, like the first edition of this record, I heard way back when. And this new one is as cool as that one was. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is the poster. Stereolab, Dots and Loops. Good timey times. The sound on this one, it's really similar to the one that came before it. A lot of people seem to like Stereolab's Emperor Tomato Ketchup a little bit more than this one, but this one's my favorite. It has like a little bit of a futuristic sound. I really like the timbre of the keyboards on this record more than I do the slightly more rock band vibe of Emperor Tomato Ketchup. But truth be told, they're really great, like 90s pair of records by a really interesting band that did cool stuff. This guy, I'm a little sad that mine is just the black vinyl because the colored vinyl for this is like the really cool, oh here, it's the really cool blue and the cool green. They managed to do that with the vinyl itself. And a second disc and a third disc, and it comes in this cool package as well. It almost looks like, ooh, what the heck? What's going on here? Why must they do this to us? If you look inside here, let's see if I can get this. Yeah, there's stuff printed on the inside there. So it's like extra mysterious or something. I want to open it and see it all. See it all. Stereolab, Dots and Loops. Pick one of these up. Fine, fine album. If you can find this with Emperor Tomato Ketchup, buy both of them because they're both really cool. Ooh, shiny and everything. Yeah, I'm a long-term fan of Angelo Badalamenti, specifically because I was like an original fan of Twin Peaks when it was on TV in the 92, I think it was. We recorded them every week on VHS, watched them multiple times, tried to figure all the stuff out, who killed Laura Palmer and whatnot, and then it all ended because it ended after the weirdo second season. If you thought the first season of Twin Peaks was weird, then the second season, and then the movie came out, and it was strange. It was much more Lynchian. Like the music, too. Like the music in the TV show is good enough, but when Lynch and Badalamenti did the stuff for the movie, I believe this was the tagline of the movie. In a town like Twin Peaks, no one is innocent. The hype on here specifically says that it's the soundtrack to the 1992 motion picture, scored by Grammy-winning composer Angelo Badalamenti, includes Questions in a World of Blue by Julie Cruz. She did the vocal. She just died a little while ago, too. So that one's going to be kind of an emotional listen when I do listen to it. But otherwise, it's Sycamore Trees, Little Jimmy Scott. Little Jimmy Scott was this amazing performer who started off in the 50s, but never really got traction. And despite the fact that he made a record that nowadays people seem to like a lot, I think nobody released it for like 20 or 30 years or something. But yeah, he's one of those folks who never quite grew up to what they would have achieved if they didn't have whatever condition it was that he had. I can't remember. So he was literally little, and his voice never really deepened. He didn't have that kind of thing happen to him in his teen years. But in my teen years, after high school, with Sycamore Trees, I liked that song a ton, and I played saxophone in a band like after school. Senior year, and then I'd be home alone for a couple hours, and over the course of like a week I listened to Sycamore Trees a whole bunch of time, probably on a cassette, and learned to play the saxophone part. So I would sit there in the basement of my old house on our old, weird old Sears ordered Bauhaus couch and sing along to the Jimmy Scott song and then play the saxophone part. Anyway, on the back, yeah, it's basically the same design that was on the original CD. Something like that. Warner Records. They've got an interesting label. I've never seen this label before. It is just a black blob. A little teeny black blob. Warner Records. Oh, I think it was a Warner release initially. But, yeah, these are... Oh, God, Halloween's coming. So if you need a good song you haven't heard before, wow, side 2, track 2, The Pink Room. This thing is like the creepiest, grooviest, awesome rock and rollinest instrumental song with a bowed string bass you could ever imagine. Like the whole thing is just like the most boring string bass line. But the drummer is really smashing the living hell out of the drums, and the guitar is like this big jazz box reverbed out all to hell, and it's super creepy, and it's probably one of my very favorite Halloween-y spooky songs of all time. The Pink Room. Stick it in your brains, like the gray matter. Pink Room. The Pink Room. Put it in there and feed it into your ear balls, and you'll have the good spooky times. Otherwise, of course, there's Sycamore Trees, and A Real Indication is one of my all-time favorite like new jazz songs. It starts out with this really odd synthesizer thing, and then just turns into like this really, really hip beat, and they groove on it throughout the whole thing, and it's Angelo Badalamenti doing this like weird poem written by Lynch, of course, and Badalamenti's like this old Sicilian guy from New York, and he sounds like it. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of weirdness, but it's good, super groovy weirdness. And then, yeah, Moving Through Time is a cool one. I gotta go back to Sycamore Trees, it's so good. And of course, the theme itself, the first track and the first side, is really good too. It's just like, yeah. Questions in a World of Blue is really pensive and airy, and it's Julie Cruz vocal, of course, which is what she did really well, airy voices. But you know, she was apparently like a stagecraft belter singer before, but then she collaborated with Angelo Badalamenti for David Lynch, and amazing thing happened, and everything for her changed for like the rest of her life. Black Dog Runs at Night is a really weird one. Once again, Angelo Badalamenti vocal, but it's kind of just looped. So it's Black Dog Runs at Night, Black Dog Runs at Night, Black Dog Runs at Night. Just so good. Angelo Badalamenti and David Lynch. Seriously good music, brainy music, creepy music, really good fall music in particular. Anything Twin Peaks, very good fall music. That's it for me, fellow Earthlings, vinyl community. Stay safe, keep up the love. See you on the flip side. Black Dog Runs at Night. 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 Black Dog Runs at Night.